blacktail here are kind of like that. They're more like a how do I explain it? Blacktails are more like a pit bull, and they're aggressive as hell. Like
the blacktail.
The blacktail bucks, they're way more aggressive than the whitetail or the mules. For some reason, they'll just stomp and just keep stomping. And if they don't feel like they're getting your attention to get away from them, even if you're 50 yards away, they'll start coming at you.
Huh.
I mean, right over here, where the DeVita Kidney Center is behind us, there was a herd of elk coming through here a couple years back, and I was going over taking pictures of them.
I remember that.
I mean, this one was a monster 7x7 elk, huge elk, huge elk. So I go over there, I'm taking pictures of them. I go, oh, cool. And then I heard the brush rustling around. I look over, and this big 5x5 buck that's been hanging out around here for years just starts coming through the brush right up at me.
Oh shit!
And I'm like looking at him, like, is he really coming at me?
Yeah.
He's really coming at me, and
he's charging you. Yeah.
He was coming at a high rate.
He was
so
charging you. Yeah.
I jumped up on this branch and climbed up the tree about 4 or 5 branches and got up there, and he sat at the bottom of the tree rubbing his horns on the tree like this. Just sitting there rubbing his horns, and all I've got's my little 6-inch Bowie knife, and it's getting dark. We just closed up. Everybody's gone. That business wasn't there yet. This wasn't here, so it was just these 2 buildings. So there wasn't hardly anybody in here. I'm yelling. I'm like, hey, somebody come scare this deer away.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't want to jump down and try to stab it, you know. And
especially with a 6. What do you mean 6-inch Bowie knife? The only thing I saw a Bowie knife was like
it's
18 inches.
It's a Gerber basically. It's a Gerber fixed blade for doing skinning.
Oh, for skinning. Okay.
Yeah, so it's got the hook blade and it's got the straight blade, and I just happen to have just my straight blade on it. But that's the only thing I had, and that's one of those knives where you fold the piece out, take the blade off, put the new blade on. So I didn't trust going straight down on something like that.
No.
You know, I was a little.
Dude, it happens when we were kids. I think I was 16. We were just fishing. We stumbled on this fishing place. We didn't know there was a big bull moose. This thing came charging. He treated us. We were in the damn tree for 8-10 hours.
Oh my God.
Before he finally just got bored and walked away.
Wow.
We're like in this tree, all 4 of us. Just, you know, we just dropped our damn pole. And this thing circled and circled. Just, oh my God, we were out there forever. Tell me about that case in Idaho. I can't find anything on the internet.
Yeah, they might try to block it because it was so.
It is.
Yeah.
I talked to a couple of guys. They said they heard about it, but no.
I remember reading numerous articles on it, and every time I'd go back and find them, though, it'd be like you'd have to go somewhere else to find it. It was never on the same.
I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, I'll see if I can look it up a little bit more. It's been a year or 2 since I've seen anything about it, but it's stuck in my head because my cousins live over there, you know, in Idaho Falls. So.
Well, see, I was raised about 30 miles east of Idaho Falls, where this happened. Yeah, and that's why I was so interested in this case.
Yeah.
Now, tell me again what happened.
Basically, the dog had drug up a leg.
A Bigfoot leg.
A Bigfoot leg that they thought was an adolescent, and I remember the video because they showed a couple of guys holding the legs up, and there was like 3 legs they had all together.
Holy shit!
One was a youth, you can tell, was pretty tall, but still a smaller bone. But then you had these 2 larger ones. You could tell it was probably like a dad, mom, and baby.
Oh wow!
And they had called, and the Idaho Fish and Wildlife and Game came to their house, and instead of like, God, wow, what is this you guys found? They were assholes and cited them for having an illegal exotic animal parts or something like that.
Seriously?
Yeah, they cited them and made this big ruckus about it. I mean, I think they even arrested the guy at one point in time. But it was a big thing going on, and they tried to hush that up so quickly.
You barely told me about it last time I was here.
And
I haven't been able to find nothing.
The dad, I remember the dad, he went on one of those, where they interviewed him, but he kept his face black because he didn't want to have people call him conspiracy theorists and all this other stuff. So he kept his face blacked out. And then it was like a month or 2 later, the dog had drug another leg up. And after they come and cited them and confiscated them, this guy took the leg to a primatologist expert like up in Minneapolis.
But it wasn't Ketchum.
No, she's a female microbiologist that basically studies, she's a hand specialist, primate hand specialist.
Oh, gotcha.
So they brought this foot and leg to her because, you know, she does hands, so they trusted her, they brought her up there. And she said it's not from any human origin or from any animal origin.
No, of course not.
And she came out right away and said, this is of no human I've ever seen, and this is of no animal I've ever seen.
And you didn't get her name?
Nope. And that's the only thing I remember she would say. They're like, well, is this Bigfoot? And she goes, I'm just going to leave it to like you speculators or something like that,
Right.
that this is of no human I've ever seen and of no animal I've ever seen. And she repeated it numerous times. But I remember the video because it was kind of like little like a VHS type almost recorder.
Oh yeah, the old fashioned, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit hazy around the edges, and I remember the house was yellow. They had a big concrete driveway, and they were sitting there moving the legs, making them move.
Oh, you mean they filmed the leg?
They filmed the leg movement, everything. That it had like.
Oh, I thought this was just an oral interview where they asked.
The family, the wife videoed the husband and either his dad, their grandpa, and the son. They had 3 legs, and they're sitting there making them move and everything, just like
with the tendons and the
yeah,
muscles?
tendons and everything, like an elk leg. You know, you have an elk leg off, you can move and flex and make the muscles move. They were doing the same thing with it, and it was a couple minutes long watching that portion of it. I remember seeing the portion where it came out of the dam that's at the falls. This is where this dog always goes down to the river. They live right along the river.
You're talking about the Idaho Falls?
Yeah, the dog would go and just.
We've been there at least 2 or 3 times a year.
The dog would
back
just
in
go
the day.
dig, and it's been a couple of years, but I know it's been since I've been here in this building, and I know it was right about the time that stupid Bigfoot Hunter show came out. Right after, I remember.
Which one?
The one with the big guy, making the dumb noises. The big.
Not that idiot.
The dumb guy with the long hair, and he'd always bring the crews in, think they're gonna go in, and this looks squatchy. You know that guy.
Oh, is that Bobo idiot?
Bobo idiot, yes.
Moron.
When that show came out, that was right about the same time frame that Idaho Falls video. It was, I think, the Idaho Fall video, and it was considered a documentary because this was home documented. You know what I mean? And I remember that coming out, and then real close to that time frame is when what are Bigfoot hunters or whatever they were called come out. You know, and started ruining everybody's theories and being a bunch of morons. I know. I never did like them guys.
No, man. You know, if it's legitimate, they'll tell you stay away from the BFRO.
Exactly.
They're morons, and they will use you, and they will stomp you to the ground.
Yeah, when they were here in town, I remember seeing them here in town.
They were here?
Yeah, they came here a couple times.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I seen their vans.
We've only been here 5 years.
Okay. Yeah, they were here a couple of different times. I remember one, they had a Daniels Creek. They had a sighting of Daniels Creek a while back, and just people talking about it, you know, here and there. They came here over that interest, so somebody must have sent something in to them about that.
Yeah.
Because they were here a while.
Wow.
I remember seeing them a couple of weeks, seeing their rigs around town. I was like, good God. I kept trying to tell my stepdad, you go tell the story, and he's like, them idiots. He never did like hearing from them guys.
Nah, man.
But yeah, I'll look that up a little more, see if I can find it, because I'd recognize the video right away. I mean,
I couldn't find nothing, and I've talked to guys that have their sites up, and we're talking 100,000, 150,000 subscribers, and everybody's sending their stories in.
Wow.
Nobody's heard any, or they heard about it, but they couldn't tell me where to go.
Yeah, I'll see if I have.
Because I emailed them.
I know it'll be in my YouTube history because I know I've watched it on YouTube.
Oh.
So it'll be.
Oh, but you know what? That happens. I'll go back to watch a video or to share it, and it's gone.
Yep.
It's
Whatever
gone.
you name it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'll search that and see if I can find something up on it because I remember very, very vividly. I mean, I remember the little kid. The little kid was the reddest head you ever seen in your life in the video, and the dad had a little bit of the Beatles bowl cut.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's how he was dressed. So I know it's got to be out there. Somebody's got to have a copy of it or something. But
you would think. I don't know how to. I see. All I have is my iPad. I don't have a computer, so I don't know how to save a video without having the original uploader.
I've had a YouTube account for quite since it come out, so I know anything I've ever liked or subscribed to, I've always saved everything.
You have a channel?
What's that? I don't have a channel, but I have my own basic page. I just haven't added anything to it. And I did that just so I could collect all the videos and stuff that I've always liked.
Yeah, I've got a ton of
car
videos.
repair videos, stuff like that. I have certain mechanics I follow, and if I'm fixing my rig, I watch the video, fix my rig, and carry back home myself.
Yeah.
But, you've had these before?